Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video. The fact that you are willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really does mean the world to me. For those of you that are unaware, I try to review everything that gets released on Netflix. So if you're curious about the new movie, series, or show, if you want to know if it's any good or completely average, come to my channel and I will let you know. And today we're going to be talking about the new British crime thriller, Stay Close, which follows three primary protagonists, a soccer mom, a photojournalist, and a detective, and they're all haunted by a negative event that took place in the past. That's all I want to say, because the story to the series is really what sells it. This is a fantastic series. It's made by the same creators who made The Stranger, which is one of my favorite thrillers of all time. So I was incredibly excited to watch this series. And I have to say, although I don't think it hit the heights of The Stranger, I don't think it was as engaging as The Stranger, I think this is definitely a top-notch thriller. I think it's going to be a series that many people can engage with because of the well-written characters and the multi-layered story. This is definitely something you can sink your teeth into, come up with your own theories, and basically come up with your own ideas of what happened before everything is revealed, because everything is so well structured and thought out. All in all, this is a very well-made series in every way, shape, and form. I mentioned that the highlights of this series is definitely the story, and I mean it. We have a multifaceted story here that makes use of some incredibly engaging characters. And these characters are brought to life by some absolutely phenomenal performers. While these characters are incredibly complex, I don't think that they would necessarily be the most difficult characters to depict on screen. But the performers did do a fantastic job in making everyone believable. We had a great case here where great script writing and great character development marries up with some great performances. And every single character in this series is three-dimensional. I do believe that there were two characters that felt a little bit two-dimensional. They were a little bit stereotypical. But that was definitely done intentionally to add to the thriller vibe. And so I definitely didn't mind that either. They were very engaging characters, very entertaining characters. Although they probably also result in some of the wackiest nonsensical scenes within the series. However, I'm going to let that slide simply because the rest of the show is so captivating and so engaging. So with it being a British thriller, we're probably used to seeing the sort of cinematography and especially the locations that we've seen within the series. But I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised by the fact that the cinematography was able to take me on a ride that I enjoy, and they were able to find, whoever the location scouter was, did a great job on finding locations that felt familiar or similar to what we might expect, but had a very unique feel and vibe to it. There were a couple of shots that I absolutely fell in love with, and they came along the coast, and it was primarily just two characters engaging with one another, talking to one another, with the sea in the background. But it was such an engaging scene, such an intimate scene, a very moving, emotional scene, that I couldn't help but falling in love with it, because we had this beautiful scenery that was still very minimalistic, and it allowed us to focus on the characters and just their intimate moment that they were sharing. I do also have to say, the soundtrack definitely helped boost the emotional undertones of this series. I won't lie, there was one episode where I was just getting distracted by real life circumstances and work and everything like that, and just having to deal with how difficult life can get. And I remember being suckered right back into the story after a phone call, because the soundtrack is what captured me and it reminded me of the emotions I'm supposed to be feeling. That's a great soundtrack right there, where we have the emotions thrust upon us. This series very much allows you to feel a very specific type of emotion without the visuals. You could actually listen to this series, and the visuals alone should be able to tell you what's happening on screen. And I think that's a great plus to this series, because it is an incredibly dynamic soundtrack that lets you know, cool, this is a tense moment, this is a suspenseful moment, this is a moment that you need to know that you have to sit on the edge of your seat because something's about to go down. And so I think it's just a great package there. As I mentioned, the cinematography was great. Now we've got a great soundtrack to back that up. And then we've got these well-written characters, and we've got these great performances. So everything is an ingredient in making this great, engaging, and fun series. While I did say it didn't match the heights of The Stranger, that's not to say that this is a bad series. This was still incredibly fun to watch. This was still incredibly engaging and made you think a lot. The only reason I feel like it didn't hit the heights of The Stranger was because that had a much more intimate story. Here we've got many characters at play, which is both a good thing and a bad thing, because it allows us to have more characters to engage with, and we can find a favorite character and cling to them. but at the same time, we do get less screen time with them. But I was very amazed with the amount of development we got, even with the characters that shared very little time on screen. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I would seriously suggest that you guys check out this series. I had a great time watching it. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Give this video a like. If you want, jump over to my community tab. There you'll be able to see that I've got rankings that my subscribers can vote on for all of the different shows. But guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best, and I hope to see you again in another review.